Hello, students of class 10. In my previous video, I have studied the monohybrid cross. You can see here, if red flower plant and that is yellow flowered plant, both are crossed together, that means the gametes produced by the red color plant are R and gametes produced by the yellow flowered plant is smaller. These are the gametes with R allele. Okay, so these RR and these RR are the pair of alleles. When this R and this R fertilize together to form RR, the individual with red color and the genetic recombination is capital R small r, and in F1 generation, and its phenotype is red because here red color is dominant over yellow color. Okay, and it's in second filial generation, that is F2 generation, when this both the hybrids are self-pollinated or self-cross-pollinated with each other, then what we get? RR. That means 4 types of gametes in second filial generation. And when these are crossed together, that means RR. Okay. So 2 types of gametes is produced, that is capital R small r, when pollinated to each other, that means self crossed to each other. Then 4 types of individuals are formed, that is out of which 3 are red colored flowered plant and 1 is yellow colored plant. So how can we know what is the phenotypic ratio? The phenotypic ratio is 3:1 and genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. That means in external appearance it is red in color, but internally, that is genetic recombination, is this one, RR. So these two are similar, this is different and this is different. Okay, so it is 1:2:1. So this is also called the independent assortment. What is the law of independent assortment? It can be seen in the monohybrid cross. How? Look at the statements. Law of segregation actually. So what is this law of segregation? The 2 factors of the characters which are together in an individual separate randomly at the time of gamete formation. As a result, a gamete contains only a single factor of a character and is therefore always pure for the character. Because of its, the principle of segregation is also called principle of purity of the gametes. Here you can see in this cross, when the gamete formation takes place, that means the 2 alleles or 2 factors are separated, TT and TT. Okay, during the gamete formation, when these 2 gametes are self-pollinated, okay, then what we get? That means the purity of this character is maintained. Once again it comes here it crossed and combined together, T and T, but it is again separated, that means segregated in the second filial generation. In the first filial generation it combines, only appeared the dominant character, but here in the F2 generation it segregated as this TT1 and small tt1, and so it is the pure breed, and these two are the cross breeds. So that's why it is also known as laws of purity. So pure characters again reappear or segregate in this cross. That's why it is known as principle or laws of segregation. Now it is dihybrid cross. Dihybrid cross refers to when cross between the individuals of bearing 2 characters, such as if we take a round yellow colored plant and wrinkled yellow round yellow and wrinkled green. Here two factors or two characters can be seen, round and yellow, wrinkled and green. When the gamete produced in the first filial generation, what happened? RY, 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 RY. That means four types of sorry, this one is second filial generation. Okay, so what four types of gamete is produced. So when this cross, actually this one is this cross chart is only for F2 generation, and first filial generation you can see here. Once a second. Okay, you can see here round green and wrinkled yellow. Okay, when these two are gamete producer, capital R, small y, small y, small r and capital Y. When the individual produced in F1 generation, they have the character of round and yellow, because round and yellow is dominant. These characters are dominant over wrinkled and green color shades. Again, when self-pollinated, then in F2 generation, the gametes are produced. That is, we can see here RY, 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 RY. That means four types of gametes are produced. And when these each cross together from each other, then what can we see? The what is the phenotypic generation? That is, round yellow is 9, round green is 3, wrinkled yellow is 3, and wrinkled green is 1. That means here we can do the, how can we make this cross chart? The male plant bearing there and female plants gametes are here. That means female gametes in this side and male gametes are in this side. When fusion takes place, that means R, R, Y, Y. This R, this R, this Y, this Y. Okay. So R, Y, that means round yellow. Here round and yellow both are dominant. So phenotypic appearance, external appearance will be round yellow. Here again similarly we can fuse these two, then we can get here round and yellow. Again this one, this and this, again this one and this one. So in this way, again second one, come to the second gamete, this one, again this and this, again this and this, again this and this. In this way we can prepare this cross chart, and what we get from this cross chart, that there is a possibilities of or definitely 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. So this is the phenotypic, and genotypic ratio will be much more in this double colored or dihybrid cross. Okay, you have to make this, and this is very important. Both are monohybrid and dihybrid, both crosses are very important for the board exams. One more law is important, that is principle of law of independent assortment. What is the statement here? The two factors of a character separate and pair independently of the two factors of the another character. So in this law, it wants to say that you can see here also, okay, you can see here tall, rounded, dwarf, wrinkled. Here both the individual with two characters. In the first filial generation, both the character mixed in the hybrid, that is tall, round. But when these all the gametes are formed in male gametes and female gametes, what happened? That the gametes are independent to assort or make a combination with the another one. That is called independent assortment. That means in the F2 generation, all the gametes that are produced is independent to combine or make pairing with the another pair of the another individual. So lastly we can see here the TTRR, but the individual of the main thing, the main point is come here and lastly it produces. Okay, so in this cross we can say here we can see here that the tall rounded are the dominant character or dominant individual over the dwarf wrinkled individual. But the in the F2 generation, this tall plants are combined with wrinkled character of the another individual, and this rounded character is combined with the dwarf character of the another individual. So this so that I want to try to understand you, make you understand that one character of one individual is free to combine with the one character of the another individual. So this is called independent assortment. Here you can see that the original plant is TTRR. Okay, now here you can see that TT, capital TT, but here R is one R is the recessive one. So it is independent to assort with the another character. Okay, this is the very important law. So you must learn the definition, and you must try to understand this independent assortment related with dihybrid cross, and again law of segregation is assorted with is related to the monohybrid cross. Okay, and the last part is sex determination, how sex is determined in human being. So the main thing is here some explanation about environmental determination of sex. Some marine mollusca develop into females if growing alone. In the company of female, they develop into males. Okay. Next one, in turtle, species of turtle, it is an incubation temperature above 33 degrees Celsius produces females, while a temperature below 28 degrees Celsius produces only males. Okay. In lizard, a type of lizard, high incubation temperature produces male offspring. Annelid is male in young state and female later on. Snails are also known to change their sex. Okay. Now genetic or chromosomal determination of sex in human beings and a number of other animals. There are two types of chromosomes, autosome and allosome. What is autosome? Autosomes are those chromosomes which normally function of the body, control the normal functions of the body other than sex determination. And allosome or sex chromosomes are those chromosomes which determine the sex of the individual in unisexual organism, because human beings are unisexual organism. Both the male and female organisms are separate. Human beings have 23 pairs of chromosome. 22 pairs of chromosome are autosome. A single pair of chromosome that is determine the sex of the individual. So the two sex chromosomes of the females are similar and are called this one XX chromosome. And they are dissimilar in human males. One is normal sized X chromosome, the other is smaller with a good amount of non-functional chromatin. It is called Y chromosome. The chromosome complement of human female is 44 plus XX, while that of human males is 44 plus XY. Human females are homogametic, that is they produce only one type of gamete. You have to learn this definition, what is homogametic and again what is heterogametic, because human males are heterogametic because they produce two types of gametes or sperm, that is X and Y. Androsperm and gymnosperm. So androsperm have chromosome complement of 22 plus Y and gymnosperm have chromosome complement of 22 plus X. So both are produced in equal number. Sex of a child depends upon whether an androsperm or gymnosperm fuses with the egg. Here a question is generally given in the board exam, that how can explain how can the sex of a child depends upon the male gamete. So you have to explain in this way. If an endosperm 22 plus Y fuses with the egg, a male child is born, that is 44 plus XY. And if gynosperm of 22 plus X fuses with egg, then produces a female child, is born 44 plus XX. Therefore, sex of a child is determined by the inheritance of X or Y chromosome from the father. There is a 50-50 chances of a boy or a girl being born. Being a chance factor, the individual family may have different ratios. Okay, so mostly 50-50 chances of the male and female childs in any family. That is the rare cases in which there is a chance factor. The individual's family have different ratios. Okay, so this is the end of this chapter's explanation, and you have to see video very carefully till the end, and also read by yourself the chapter very thoroughly. Okay, then you can understand only this chapter. So thank you. Watch the video till the end. Okay.